Hey there tubers, Redneck Brian here. If you remember from my last video, the Honda was not parked in this location. That could only really mean one thing. Either I broke my back to push it, or I got it running again. I didn't break my back to push it. As you can see right there, there's an exhaust manifold. The engine's back in. The engine's over here. That's good enough. So you can see the motor is back in place, and to the untrained eye it looks fully complete and hooked up. It is, other than one thing. This guy right here, which is the PTO engagement cable. With the motor and dash out of it, it was easy to disconnect, but with the dash back in, it's kind of hard to hook back up, so I'm just leaving it for now. But so yeah, the dash is back in, as you can see right there, my new gauges. Everything is functional, and I'm going to give it a startup for you. There's only one issue, which is the throttle cable. It's misaligned, so it doesn't choke properly, but it was running earlier, so it should not need choke. And also the parking brakes froze up, so it's just unhooked. Good enough. As you can see, it's charging right around 14 volts, which is really good. I don't think the flywheel was on correctly, or something wasn't lining up from the first time I had it off, because this thing's holding the charge really well. And as you can see, we got a lot of snow out here, and it's been reasonably cold at night, so it's running good. I got about 50-55 pounds of oil pressure. If anyone knows what these things should normally run at, please let me know. Be greatly appreciated. Check the water. Water's up, which is good. Needs a little bit more. Needs a little bit. So a lot of people are saying, oh, I should do the head gasket at the same time with the motors out. I was thinking I could, but after finding out how easy it is to yank one of these engines, say if you had one of these, and say if you're cutting grass and you had another motor sitting around ready to go in, and say you blew your motor, you could have the old one out and the new one in about 2 hours. That's hooked up, everything. It's running again, cutting grass again in 2 hours. So since it's so easy to pull, I decided I'm going to put it back in there and yank it in the fall whenever I do the head gasket, because I'll have money by the fall to do the head gasket. So, and also someone keeps on saying, oh, I should just retire this thing. Why retire it? It's running beautifully now. It's running really good, better than it's ever ran. So I'm not going to retire it. So that's pretty much it with this. It's running really good, smooth, no smoke, but I haven't taken on a really long drive since I put it back together. I put it back together on Tuesday. It's Thursday now. So I had it all back in, and I put the motor back together, had the motor back in and running all that night. So, and did the wiring. The wiring was quite easy. Just took everything off the headlights, the constant power to the headlights, and then the switch power to the headlights. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with this. I've actually had trouble with that one today. There was a little bit of water, I guess, in the gas tank. It froze up the fuel outlet to the carburetor, and it didn't want to start, so I had to drain the tank and knock out the ice. But it's running again now. I had to use it earlier to snow blow. And I'm still going to get a plow for this, but there's no real rush. I'm going to wait till next year, probably again in the fall, get a plow put on this. If I have to, I'll even go out and buy one, because they're only about 350 bucks, so it's not really too bad of a cost. So, but I'm going to start looking late summer, early fall, I'll start looking for one. So that's pretty much it with the Honda. It's running really well. I may get that cable hooked back up. I tried to find out if to take it right off the front, like I told you in the last video, I believe, but it was too hard to get it off, so I just left it. So it's nothing really big deal wrong with this other than the parking brake. The sensor doesn't want to disengage, but that's it. So I'll talk to you guys all later. Keep it redneck, and please subscribe and comment. Long live the Honda.